the Reverend Cops. You know, I have a congregation in Harlem. Um, I'm estranged from my daughter, and this is my lovely wife.
Aretha Cobbs. We've been together 30 years. We have, and we get an opportunity to finally meet someone who's so special and held deeply in our hearts, but whom we've never met, and that's our grandson. That's our grandson who comes to visit and just changes everything about the way we've been living and loving over the last 30 years, 15 years.
Well, I mean, with Naima, I have a lot of regrets because of a choice I made. She left our household, you know, and so for the past 16 years, I haven't seen her. And my grandson, I'm just getting to know, trying to not be as stern as I was with my daughter, but it's tough for me, you know. I have a sort of regimented view on how certain things should be done.
Our daughter left at 15. She, left because of her choices and the way we reacted to them. And our grandson comes into our life at like the very same age of maturation of which she left. So he comes into our lives at 15. Black Nativity was based on a play by Langston Hughes, who was Harlem's poet laureate during the Harlem Renaissance period. And our director, Casey Lemons, saw productions of Black Nativity growing up. I was born in Harlem but raised in Florida. Unfortunately, I never got to see productions of it, but I was a great fan of Langston Hughes as a young teenager, young person getting into the arts. I found his work and his poetry and prose and short stories and one-act plays very accessible. And actually, one of his one-act plays, Mother to Son, was the first play that I ever did. So it was great to come around and to do this play. It's about the Christmas story, the Nativity story, 2,000 years ago of a Christ child being born to a young 15-year-old girl. It's also very modern. We, as husband and wife, we have a daughter who becomes pregnant at 15, like Mary. There's also a homeless couple who represent Maria and Jojo, who are having a hard time, but they have love.
Mary and Joseph.
And they're trying to they are about to give birth to a child during this Christmas season. So, I think it's very beautifully told and very relatable and modern how she was able to, realize this in a background of music.
Mostly, I work with Angela and with Jacob, and that was amazing. I'd always wanted to work with her. She's such an amazing actress.
He was my director for Waiting to Exhale, but and a great friend. So of course we want to work behind the camera. No, in front of the camera.
In front of the camera, too. Yeah.
We'll be co-directors. No, we'll work in front of the camera. So that's been wife. So I've been looking forward to that and hoping for that for a long time.
Me too.
When it happened in this one.
And we both got to work with Jacob, who's like, this amazing young actor, I think, who does an amazing job in the movie. I think he's special. And I guess the choir and the church congregation, because they were a big part of what happens inside of the church and the play and stuff. Was there anybody else that you were dealing with?
I had recently worked with Mary, so it was great to, soon thereafter have another opportunity, to work with her.
Malcolm and Martin's wives, right?
Betty and Coretta. So it was great to work with her again, see her work again. And Jennifer, of course, we've all been, big fans of her artistry. Yeah. So it was just easy to fall. We're in love with her before we meet. Before we meet her. So when we come together.
She played my daughter in another movie. In a movie called Winged Creatures a long time ago.
Really?
Yeah. So it's the second time. It's interesting.
You had
Crossing.
Yeah, you have history.
It deals with the reconciliation of family. We're estranged from our daughter, and and because of that, from our grandson.
Mm-hmm.
And our daughter sends our grandson to stay with us, and it allows us to come back together as a family, slowly through forgiveness of the things that have happened in the past.
Yeah, they say, blood is thicker than water, but we're also very, very human, so fragile and so, fallible. And we make choices and mistakes, and we have, we want people to do what we want them to do in the way we want them to do, because we think we have their best at heart. But folk have to chart their own path in their own way. And we have to be forgiving, and the whole idea of unconditional love. And we have a very hard time at that, although we're very loyal to each other, and we're loyal to the community, to the church, and we're very educated, folk, we're educated, we're pillars of society, we're respected.
Yes.
But everybody makes mistakes, and some of them are dire. But there's breath and there's hope, the expectation of something good, of reconciliation, that maybe we can be family again, and it's not all, this very, very important relationship is not lost.
I hope that it makes people recognize that if they can deal and confront with some of their issues, and particularly with schisms or breaks in their relationships or their family, that it's possible. It's possible to come back together and be together as a unit.